to Portland, Oregon on another sun-splash day in Soccer City, USA. As the sun goes down, we are set for a USL clash between Western Conference foes Portland Timbers 2 and Sacramento Republic FC. Welcome into the broadcast booth high above the field here at Providence Park, alongside two-time MLS Cup champion and former Portland Timbers defender Nat Borchers. I'm Fletcher Johnson. Nat, Sacramento Republic comes into tonight on a franchise-best 7-match unbeaten streak to start the season. Meanwhile, for T2, a bad loss 10 days ago in which they led at halftime. They want to wash that taste out of their mouth. Certainly, Fletch. It's all about a response for Cam Knowles' troops. They had a bad result against Reno, gave up 2 late goals. Now they need to have a good performance tonight against a team that's very good, undefeated in the league. It's an excellent challenge for this group. Sacramento carrying a ton of momentum in, and part of that is because of their player to watch for us tonight, and that will be Viljan Bijev, a player who's familiar to many T2 supporters, having spent the last couple seasons here, a goal and a couple assists already in 7 matches. And he's such a dynamic player. He likes to play inside those lines. Look for him to combine between those lines, and with Christian Isley up top, the Timbers back line has got to be very wary of him. Meanwhile, for T2, it's Dairon Asprilla swinging in from the MLS Timbers for this match's second start of the season for T2, and he brings a lot of pace. Yes, and he brings a lot of speed. He's going to be getting in behind that back line. He's got a cannon of a shot. He can jump out of the room. He's going to be very dangerous for T2 tonight. We are just about set for opening kickoff. We'll come back, get you starting lineups and more as we are set for Portland Timbers 2 and Sacramento Republic FC here from Providence Park on ESPN+. Top, the Timbers backline has got to be very wary of him. Welcome back to Providence Park as we are just about set for opening kick between Portland Timbers 2 and Sacramento Republic FC. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups. We'll start off with the visitor, Sacramento Republic FC, lining up in a 4-2-3-1. It'll be Christian Isley getting the start up top. Pair of goals already this season. Josh Cohen has been a stalwart in goal here early in the year. Yes, he has. And you look at that, the goals against right now, and I mean, not many goals given up, and you look at that early in the season right now, and it just gives you a ton of confidence going into this game. 2 changes from that 1-1 draw with Tulsa on Saturday for Sacramento. Meanwhile, for Portland Timbers 2, it will also be a 4-2-3-1. 3 changes from the Reno match 10 days ago. Dairon Asprilla gets a start up top, and Renzo Zambrano has been a great piece in that defensive midfield for Portland Timbers 2. He has really held things down in there. We're given some consistency with Eric Williamson. I'm really interested, though, to see how Dairon Asprilla and Foster Langsdorp works together up top tonight. Foster Langsdorff, a pair of goals already so far this season. And as we wait another moment or two for opening kickoff, gives an opportunity to introduce you to our coaches this evening. Simon Elliott is in his first year as manager at Sacramento Republic FC. Actually took over in February after Paul Buckle stepped down. Meanwhile, for Portland Timbers 2, it will be Cameron Knowles, once again in his first year as well. 3-2-2 to start the year. And you see there, assisted by Andrew Greger and Aiden Brown, the goalkeeping coach. So as we're about set to get started in this one, Nat, we think about the last appearance we saw from T2. It's a strong first 45 minutes, really dominated the match against Reno and had a deserved 1-0 lead at halftime. The second half, things completely flipped on their head. Reno really dominated the course of the second half and probably, again, deservedly walked away with a 2-1 victory.
And that's something that Cam Knowles and this team are going to have to figure out, because that second half, there was such a momentum shift. We could feel it. We thought, hey, T2 is going to be lucky just to come out of here with a point. They end up giving up one late, and they end up going home with nothing. And so it's a mentality thing. Closing things out at the end of games is very, very difficult to do, especially for a young group. So I think that's something they're going to focus on tonight, especially if they're in the lead toward the end of the game.
Certainly a learning experience as the whistle from our head referee, Mark Allerton, is blown, and we are underway here from Providence Park. Portland Timbers 2, Sacramento Republic FC, as the ball over the top comes from Josh Phillips quickly and rolls across the end line. Sacramento wearing the gray and white hoops and gray shorts and socks. Meanwhile, T2 in the full green kits here this evening. High press from T2, nearly wins the ball back, forces Josh Cohen into a dangerous pass, but he's able to complete it. And Sacramento works the ball forward. Phillips blocks out Isley and goes back to Kendall McIntosh for his first touch of the match. Flag up for offside from Justin St. Pierre, our far side official there. Mark Allerton assisted by C.J. Cole, who will be our near side linesman. Justin St. Pierre on the far side, and Lucas Brooks is our fourth official here this evening. Kendall McIntosh with a restart. Darwin Espria can't quite rise high enough to find it, but T2 can't quite keep possession. Out off Renzo Zambrano to touch.
And it looking like from Sacramento Republic, Bijev is sliding into the middle while Mati Asic is going to be out in that left-hand wing here. Also, it looks like Nishaw out on the right wing and Jeremy Hall coming in to the back line playing center back. So some unexpected things going on with us right now with the Sacramento Republic team.
Yeah, interesting to note, Jeremy Hall not necessarily the biggest player. See if that's something that Darwin Espria might be able to take advantage of as Arboleda goes down. Luckily, Eric Williamson's there to pick it up. T2 releases pressure over to Bautista, who missed the last match after being ejected late a couple matches ago. Switch over to Phillips.
I'm talking about Jeremy Hall, Fletch. That guy is one of the most versatile players that I have seen in any league. He can play outside back, he can play center back, he can play in the midfield just about anywhere, and it's a credit to him as a pro for having that kind of consistency and versatility as a player.
Another familiar name to longtime Timbers supporters, Jeremy Hall. Spent 2011, or part of it, with the MLS Timbers. 17 appearances before being traded away. Also Adam Moffat, whose name we have not called yet. Another former MLS Timber. Sacramento maintains possession.
When you think about building cores of teams and you think about guys like that, guys like Jeremy Hall, guys like Adam Moffat, those are guys who have tons of experience. They know how to win games. They're just so consistent. And if I'm looking at Todd Dunaphan's position as GM of Sacramento Republic, he's made some good moves.
Turnover for T2. Zambrano slips, but gets it to Arboleda. Arboleda tries to play it outside for Mulligan. Slips and can't quite get the ball out there, but the high press from T2 earns it back. Zambrano out wide for Bautista. Asprilla holds it up. Plays outside for Loria, making his first start for T2 this evening. And wider to Batista. Batista fakes the cross. Now we'll send it in, and it goes out for a goal kick.
Just seeing that high press from T2, that's something Cam Knowles talked about earlier on this year. It's something he wanted to do with his team, is to make sure that mentality was, hey, we're at home, we want a high press, want to make it difficult for you to play out of the back. And then when we get the possession of the ball, we want to keep it a little bit, move it around a little bit. And as you see there, Lamar Batista gets on a cross, and he's actually playing in a newer role as a left back, and it's been fun to watch him progress.
Josh Cohen taking his time with this one, his first season with Sacramento. Sends it across midfield. Williamson heads back to Jadama. Jadama will go back to McIntosh. McIntosh making his sixth start with T2 this year. Arboleda wins it away from Matiasic into the box for Asprilla. Asprilla, did he take the last touch? It will go out for a corner kick, the first of the night for T2.
Got to like that work rate from Arboleda. Coming in, making sure he's winning balls, creating attacking opportunities. Asprilla almost gets on the end of one. Great opportunity now for T2 to get a set piece.
It'll be Williamson to come over to take. Williamson has an interesting story. We'll tell you about that momentarily. Sends a cross in towards the back post. Easy work for Cohen, who will quickly restart out to Gomez. His pass forward in the direction of Matiasic. Stolen away by Loria, and T2 right back in possession. Jadama. Now to McIntosh as we're crossing into the 7th minute here at Providence Park. As both of these teams now try and feel each other out a little bit.
Yeah, and I think this is a very important part of the game for T2. Get into that rhythm, connect some passes, get the nerves under control. Always difficult in the beginning stages of a game to kind of figure out what your opponent is trying to do and how to maneuver around them. Find that space, find the opportunities. It looks right now like Sacramento Republic is coming down in their shape defensively, and T2 is going to get the lion's share of the possession in their half of the field.
Sacramento trying to play out of the back and beat that T2 pressure. Coming up this far side, they do it briefly, but a quick turnover, only to be turned right back over, as Zambrano can't connect with Langsdorff.
And I've watched a few of these Sacramento Republic games. They like to play out. They like to play out just about anything, any kind of pressure, connect passes, and it's an opportunity for T2 to maybe nick one and get an opportunity at goal the other way.
First attack forward really for Sacramento at this point, and Langsdorff comes back to do the defensive work to win it away. Zambrano. Central for Langsdorff. And we'll leave it for Phillips, who's wearing the captain's armband this evening. Nat, we showed, and you saw in the starting lineups, T2 come out in a 4-2-3-1. Is that really kind of the way the formation sets up, though, as we see the long ball forward for Asprilla? It's cut out by Tainter and out to touch.
Well, you know, you look at the two forwards, Asprilla and Langsdorff, and they really play more as a front two. Langsdorff underneath him, certainly, but defensively, definitely a front two. I think you could call it a 4-4-2. Again, I think the dynamic between those two players is going to be interesting because they haven't played a whole lot of minutes together, and definitely very similar types of players, both looking to get on the ends of crosses in the box. Langsdorff especially, such a box striker. He really gets going when he's inside the box and he's on the ends of crosses and chances.
Langsdorff has the corner of the 18, goes central for Loria, cut away by Moffitt. T2 back in possession. Zambrano the long switch to the near side. Finds Mulligan. Mulligan, one of just 3 players for T2 to start all 7 matches, now 8 so far this season. Batista in that left back role, somewhere where Cameron Knowles has felt he's really excelled, now sends a cross in. Asprilla thought about a bicycle kick. It's cleared away by Schmidt. Ball at the feet of Bijev. Sacramento a chance to break.
Can they get on the end of this pass? They cannot, as Nisha is unable to corral it before it goes out to touch. Kendall McIntosh signed with the MLS Timbers back on January 12th of 2017. Has gotten a great run of games here, though, as Zambrano takes down Nisha, and certainly he'll get a little bit of a talking to from Mark Allerton after that foul.
And certainly this early in the game, you want to set the tone in the midfield. Zambrano just going for the ball there. Referee saying, okay, I'm going to go let that one go. Did go in studs up. Potentially could have been a yellow card. You could make that argument.
Off it restarts to Tainer, who will go over to Jeremy Hall. His second year with Sacramento, has played with 5 teams in the last 7 years, has Hall. Aaron Asprilla tries the back heel flip around the defender, can't quite control it, and it falls to Hall.
And you can see the back line for Sac Republic, wary of that speed too, dropping off whenever Asprilla is making runs. That gives you such an excellent tool in your toolkit to be able to have that kind of speed and really instill that fear in the back line.
Just to reinforce kind of what you had mentioned earlier, Nat, it's a Sacramento team that's given up a lot of early goals here this year. What's been most impressive about their 7-match unbeaten streak is the ball comes into the box. Matiasic finds Bijev central, and he skies it over Kendall McIntosh's net. Certainly the best opportunity for either side so far.
Ooh, we're talking about early goals. T2 certainly could have given up an early goal right there. And it's really some great movement here. It starts with Bijev. He's able to slip Matiasic in. Matiasic is looking across the ball. He waits, and then he just cuts it back for Bijev, who just gets under the ball and hits it over the top. But an excellent opportunity from Sacramento Republic. Bijev, really the creator on that one.
And you know that Bijev wants to score against his former team. Had 16 goals in 52 appearances with T2 the last couple seasons.
Yeah, and it's always like that. When you're coming back to play against your old club, it gives you a little bit of an extra edge. You know, you just feel like, all right, I got to prove something. I got to prove I'm back here. I got to prove what I'm worth, and you see that in a lot of performances from players.
Foul on Arboleda against Moffitt. Another heavy collision there in the central part of the park.
Arboleda just coming in here a little bit late, catches Moffitt there.
Nat, you know a little something about scoring against a former team of yours. When you came over to the MLS Timbers, you scored against Real Salt Lake when you'd gone back there. And one of the things that I certainly noticed about that is the way you celebrated, or maybe I should say didn't celebrate, scoring, because it is a difficult thing as a player when you maybe spent somewhere so long and have such a fond experience of that team that you're now playing against.
Certainly, it's so difficult when you go back to a place you've been at. I was at Salt Lake for 7 years. You go back there, you have a game, you score a goal, and you're thinking you want to celebrate, but you also want to pay respect to the club that's done you right, and that's such a hard thing as a player. And some players, they don't have that kind of relationship with the club. They want to score and they want to celebrate. So it's always interesting to see how those celebrations go.
Well, certainly Cameron Knowles and T2 are hoping they don't see Adam Moffitt, Jeremy Hall, or Villian Bijev score here this evening, as all three have spent time with either T2 as the ball comes in, and Josh Phillips gets an important header in front of Matiasic to knock it out for a corner.
Sac Republic getting some joy here on that right-hand side with Lamar Batista bombing forward. It provides opportunities for them to counterattack and get some of these crosses in from the right-hand side.
This ball will come in from the far corner flag, low towards the front post, and Bijev once again gets his right foot to it, but skies it over the net.
And we've seen, Fletch, that T2 has been a little lax on some of these set pieces in the previous games that we've watched, and definitely have to be tighter in situations like that. That's kind of a warning there. You can't let a player like that get an easy touch on the ball that close to the goal.
T2 tied for 4th in the league with 3 clean sheets so far this season, as Loria dribbles forward. Now the ball at the feet of Zambrano. We'll try the long switch over to Mulligan. Mulligan takes off his chest but can't keep it in play. And it's out to touch. Jimmy Mulligan, 48 starts with the Cosmos from 2014 to 2017. Familiarity with MLS Timbers head coach Giovanni Savarese. And was loaned to Swope Park in 2016, where he made 17 appearances, but really playing well here early in the year for T2 as Nisha brings it forward. Plays back for Villarreal. And now to the far side for Gomez. Gomez defended by Loria, who deflects the intended cross, gets it to Batista. They play back and forth a bit, and then Batista clears away to touch at midfield.
I'm interested, Flesh, just to see how T2 does defending in their low block in situations like this. How are they reacting to the movement of the ball? How safe are they with their back line? Making sure they're really secure with that block of defending in that back four and that front two with Renzo Zambrano, especially, and Eric Williamson.
Langsdorff can't quite win the header, and then he's thrown down by Moffitt. The first foul of the evening on Sacramento. 15 minutes in now into the 16th minute, Nat. It seems like Sacramento's had the better of the play thus far. What have you thought?
Certainly, and I think that they've done a really good job of attacking down that the left-hand side for the Timbers. And I think that, again, with Lamar Batista bombing forward, it's going to create opportunities. And you have to be really careful if you're T2 about Bijev. Bijev is such a dangerous player. He shows up in all kinds of different places, and he's really been the catalyst for some of their attacks.
Here comes Loria down the far side as Batista on the overlapping run. Loria keeps it at his feet. Now defended by Gomez, gets around him, into the box, crosses, can't find Langsdorff. It's cleared away by Sacramento. Now Batista across in towards the back post. Asprilla gets his head to it and puts it in the back of the net. T2 out to the early 1-0 lead in the 16th minute. Darwin Asprilla's second start with T2 this season picks up his first goal.
We look back on this and think Loria should deserve a lot of credit, but what a great ball in from Batista. Asprilla just gets on the end of it. It kind of caroms off the defender there, looks like Schmidt, and drops fruitfully to Asprilla right there. All he has to do is just tap the ball in. Very fortunate for the Timbers. Excellent ball in from Batista, 1-0 T2.
But there was what we talked about in pregame, is the leaping ability, the physicality that Asprilla brings. He basically just muscled Schmidt out of the way so that that ball could fall to him and he could tap it in the back of the net.
And he can just jump out of the room. I've seen him in training sessions and games just get to things that you just don't think he's going to get to. But credit to Loria there. He's able to really provide some penetration down into the box, get a cross in, the ball spits back out, it gets to Batista. Excellent ball in from Batista. I think he's come a long way as a left back, trying to learn how to cross the ball a little bit better, going from being a center back to being an outside back.
As we mentioned, not an unfamiliar position for Sacramento. In their last match against Tulsa, they gave up a goal in the 2nd minute, trailed all the way until the 89th minute when they got the equalizer to keep this 7-match undefeated run going to start the season.
And there's been some chatter from them just about trying to get over that hump, trying not to give up those early goals. And really, it's unfortunate for them to give up this early goal because they've talked a lot about it. They're aware of it. Obviously, now they're going to have to respond to it.
Bijev was the player who got on the end of the last corner. This time, he's the one who will strike it from the corner flag. Right-footed outswinger towards the near post, all the way through, and nearly a great opportunity for Sacramento. I think all the players at the back post for Sacramento were surprised that ball made it all the way back.
Yeah, you have to expect that ball's going to drop to somebody. If you're Sac Republic, you have to expect that. And again, T2 got to be a little bit tighter on these marks, got to make sure that your man does not get to the ball. They're not playing any sort of zonal marking, I think, which is, I prefer not to play zonal marking. They're man-to-man, so it's all about getting close to your man and making sure that he does not score.
Always one of the most physical aspects of the game there in the box. Who's going to win the ball on those corner kicks and free kicks? As Asprilla heads on, ball falls to the feet of Arboleda, who plays outside for Asprilla. Into the box, heavy first touch, able to knock it out for a corner kick, the second of the night off Mitchell Tainer. So Asprilla there again, rising up, winning the header, keeping possession, getting it back, and earning his team a corner kick. '19th minute, Eric Williamson will come over to take it. T2 looking for a second goal in a 3-minute span. Towards the back post. Header won, I believe, by Asprilla. Goes back across, and then it's Loria who strikes the shot, but well high and wide of Josh Cohen's net.
Asprilla just looking like a man amongst boys tonight, Fletch. It just seems like he's getting to everything. But again, just using that physicality, using that jumping ability to get to things.
Fair to say he probably wouldn't be pleased with his performance the last time out for T2, as he really wasn't able to create that much in about a half of action, but has already started this match much better and has been much more involved against, really you could say, an undersized Sacramento back four.
Yeah, and he's really not used to playing this kind of position. He usually is utilized by the Portland Timbers in a role where he's on the wing. He's really on the touchline, trying to get chances from outside, trying to get crosses into the box. So to be in this new role is different for him, but I like it so far because he's winning a lot of those aerial battles and he's being very dangerous in the box.
So first of two matchups with Sacramento here in 2018. T2 will travel down to Papa Murphy's Park on September 29th, towards the very end of the season. Sacramento, meanwhile, in their 5th season of play in USL. They were founded in 2012, but didn't start playing until 2014 when they actually won the USL Championship. Made the playoffs 3 times in their 5 seasons. And they submitted an expansion bid for MLS in January of 2017. The team's working with the city to build a $226 million stadium down there as they look to be another addition for MLS in the Bay Area, joining, of course, the San Jose Earthquakes.
And it's a team that has high expectations. When you come in and you're able to win a championship so early, you really set a really high expectation, and you look at the number of times they've been in the playoffs since then. It's a team that expects results, and you can tell by the hire of Simon Elliott. He's a guy who's very experienced. He knows how to win in MLS. He's played abroad. He's got a fantastic international resume with New Zealand. Played in a World Cup, so I think it's been a great hire for Sacramento.
Yeah, I was a part of that New Zealand team, World Cup team that is, in 2010 that nearly made the round of 16. Played with the LA Galaxy, Columbus Crew, and San Jose Earthquakes in MLS from 1999 to 2009, and actually spent 3 years at Fulham in England during that stretch as well. Has just a little bit of housekeeping. A yellow card was issued to Renzo Zambrano a couple of minutes ago, as T2 has earned another corner kick. That is their 3rd here of the evening. Williamson goes low towards the central part of the box. Arboleda's header is just a little bit high, but it was a free header. Make that Asprilla that got on the end of it. And boy, has he been active in the first 23 minutes.
He certainly has, and he's just really able to lose his mark easily. Justin Schmidt right there, get his head on the end of that cross. If he just gets it down a little bit lower, more dangerous for sure. And back to that Renzo Zambrano yellow card. I believe he came in late on Adam Moffat earlier. Referee allowed play to resume, and referee obviously gave him a yellow card after the fact.
Zambrano was in on one of the earlier heavy challenges for T2. That drew a whistle from Mark Allerton. T2, though, in front, 1-0, thanks to a Dairon Asprilla goal in the 16th minute. T2 keeping pressure high. And win the ball back. Loria dribbling into the box, gets around Hall, takes the shot, and it's saved by Cohen. Cohen has come up big in the last couple matches for Sacramento, and he does again there.
And it's almost like the back line for Sacramento just didn't expect how fast he was. He was able just to blow by a couple players there and get an excellent opportunity in the box. Look at him there. He's able to blow by Jeremy Hall. Excellent opportunity there. Goes far post.
Whistle comes, says the ball went out of play. Down there on the far side, it was certainly close, and Matijasic couldn't keep it in. Header won by Schmidt, back out to touch though. Schmidt has had his troubles with Asprilla here in the first 20+ minutes of action.
Well, and he's got to also have to deal with Victor Arboleda, who is no slouch for speed, certainly on this right-hand side for T2. And so he's got his hands full, certainly. He's got to make sure he's got help from his center back.
Arboleda hits it to Asprilla. Looks like we have a foul called back behind the play. It wasn't when Asprilla had the ball. Arboleda was being held back. Referee momentarily played advantage, and then once T2 lost possession, gave the restart to Portland near midfield. Victor Arboleda, you look at him there, started 6 of 7, now 7 of 8 for T2 this year. He was number 20 on the USL 20 under 20 last season. A couple goals in the last 3 matches. So he's really improved his finishing touch here with T2 in the last couple seasons.
And you can tell he's learned a lot in the last season or so. His movement is just a lot better. His starting positions are a lot better, and he's able to really to learn not just to be an out-and-out winger, really to come inside a little bit more, create a little bit more versatility in the attack for T2.
And it certainly has shown up. Those that follow USL closely know it was a tough season a year ago for T2. They've come back this season and had a wonderful, tremendous start to the year, especially considering they played their first 5 matches of the season on the road. Already 9 points, or correction, 7 points away from home. In the first 5 matches, they had only 9 all of last season. Asprilla goes central for Arboleda, actually finds Mulligan on the backside. He'll take the shot. It's blocked away by Tainer. Arboleda tries to beat out Bijev. Bijev with nice work, but then Arboleda nutmegs Moffat to keep possession. Now to Asprilla. Asprilla tries to touch around Jeremy Hall, does. Now further outside for Loria. Loria will go central on the cross for Langsdorff, headed away by Tainer. Now back to Mulligan again. Mulligan defended by Bijev. Now Mulligan goes back post for Loria. Loria chests it down in the box. Defended by Gomez. Now central for Arboleda, can't control it, and Moffat has a moment to clear.
And that's really good from T2. Winning those second balls, going at the goal, creating opportunities. If they can get this second goal before halftime, they're really going to be in a good position.
Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com. Receive free shipping on orders over $50. Foul on Sacramento earns T2 the restart near midfield. Phillips with a restart. Been a quiet night thus far for Modou Jadama, as he has the ball at his feet. Central for Zambrano, and T2 happy to maintain a bit of possession here. That really seems as if Portland's grown into this game as the match has gone along, and certainly since they've gotten the goal.
Absolutely, and I don't think Sacramento Republic has really figured out their attack yet. I've seen Nisha and Matijasic switching sides. Bijev is coming out to the wing every now and again, and it just doesn't seem like they're quicking quite yet with this attack.
Matijasic with the ball, 30 yards from goal, takes the shot, not much on it, relatively easy for Kendall McIntosh. If you watch Sacramento in the last few matches especially, a lot of their goals have been, you could say, well earned by the way that they played, but also have come in moments of mistakes, if you will, for their opponents. They've pounced and taken advantage of opportunities when their opponents have made mistakes. So important to keep the focus, keep the mind clear for T2 here this evening.
Yeah, very important to make sure that they don't give up any opportunities, easy opportunities, silly mistakes against this team.
Like
especially
that, as here comes Sacramento the other way. Matijasic goes outside for Bijev. Bijev now central, Ball behind his intended target, though, Nisha, and Williamson beats out the Sacramento player to bring it forward. Disaster averted there as Bijev was in the box, space in front of him, crossed it, but was behind Nisha, his intended target.
And we can talk so often about how there's a false sense of security when you have the ball, when you're up a goal and you're thinking, okay, I am in driver's position right here. We can boss this game. And then all of a sudden it takes one mistake, they can get in behind you, any sort of mistake, and then a team like Sacramento Republic can hurt you. So T2 has to be aware of that.
Sacramento certainly seems dangerous on the counterattack when Portland allow them opportunities. Here's Bijev, corner of the box again, defended by Phillips. Bijev will take the shot again, not much on it with that right foot, and it's easily picked up by Kendall McIntosh. He'll play the quick restart out to Asprilla, loses out to Gomez. Loria with the ball at his feet now, though.
And with Mulligan going forward, this is the kinds of times I get uneasy as a center back. When my outside backs are good, bombing forward, we think that we have a ton of confidence moving forward, and then, boom, counterattack happens. Bijev is one-on-one with my center back. That's a dangerous situation.
And Mulligan here still on the other side, on the offensive side of the half. Now comes back, and T2 have their back four together once again.
Phillips and Mulligan having words there. I think Phillips would like to have Mulligan stay a little bit more, and I would agree with him, certainly depending on Arboleda's positioning up there.
Isley, been relatively quiet this evening. Plays square for Moffitt, now further outside for Bijev. Bijev defended by Mulligan, dribbling forward. Now to the corner of the box, drops for Moffitt. Moffitt plays a cross in, headed away by Jadama, chested down by Matiasic, and he skies his shot well high over McIntosh's net.
If you look at this last opportunity for Sacramento, they're able to get the ball down to the right-hand side of the Portland Timbers defense. There is nobody there but just Phillips. 1v1 with Bijev. He cuts inside with his right foot, gets the shot off. Very dangerous opportunity there. Have to make sure if you're Phillips to keep Bijev wide.
Yeah, Bijev, a player who signed with Liverpool in 2011 after going on trial and impressing those that were watching him. Spent time in Germany, Norway, and Bulgaria after that before coming to T2 in 2016. And as we mentioned, 16 goals and 52 appearances over those 2 seasons. Offside flag is up on Loria. Sacramento seems to be pushing higher as the half goes along, both of course with their back line, but also with their press up top as well. And it has started to create a problem here or there for Portland.
Yeah, I've been interested in that dynamic between Nisha and Matiasic, Bijev, Isley. It seems like Bijev now is on the left-hand side. He's finding a little bit more joy over here. There's a little bit more space because Arboleda is pushed forward, and he's 1v1 with Mulligan and Phillips. And I think T2 needs to be aware of that because as the game continues to move forward, there's going to be even more space for Bijev to play.
Moffitt loses out to Langsdorff, who shows the wheels to deflect his pass away, and T2 back in possession. Ball at the feet of Victor Arboleda. Zambrano, pressure by Bijev, will go back for Phillips. He will play to McIntosh. Sacramento moves their lines forward. Jadama to Williamson. Back to Jadama. Batista tries to work it around and loses out to Gomez. Quick restart.
And that's where I want to see. I want to see Asprilla getting into the space behind because Sacramento Republic is so pressed up right in that opportunity. There is so much space in behind him. Asprilla needs to use those wheels. Batista needs to get him the ball.
Cross in from Justin Schmidt. Isley was there, had Phillips not gotten on the end of it. Batista trying to chase it down. Nisha gets there and shepherds it out for a corner kick, the 3rd of the evening for Sacramento.
Very dangerous ball in from Justin Schmidt. Those early balls are always so hard to read as a center back because you don't expect them, and you got to make sure you're aware of the attacking player off your shoulder.
Sacramento's had a couple dangerous opportunities off corner kicks this evening, but haven't been able to convert. See if they can do it on the 3rd one of the evening. Cross comes in, header won by Nisha, I believe it was. Maybe it was Isley in front of Batista. It was Isley, but couldn't put it on net.
As you see here, ball's coming in. Isley just gets on the end of it. Batista nowhere to be found, needs to get tighter there on his mark. Good opportunity there from Sacramento Republic. You can feel them growing into this half. You know, obviously early on, they don't seem like the kind of team that starts very well, but they grow into games, and that's what veteran teams can do, and that's what happens when you get scored on first early. That can do to you as well. But definitely have to be wary of these set pieces.
Spria heads it on. Langsdorff can't control. Moffitt plays it backward, where Schmidt picks it up in front of Arboleda. And will go long. Isley chests to himself, drops to Bijev in Sacramento. Some nice work, chance to come the other way, but a loose touch from Villarreal, and Spria is sprung the other direction. Now Spria has a chance to set, takes a shot, and Cohen with another big-time save, diving to his right, and stops the Spria bomb.
And Dairon Spria really showing off this cannon of a shot. Look at him here. He just gets the ball on the top of the D, bangs it to the right side of Cohen. Cohen does a great job of making sure he doesn't mishandle that ball, but you have to be wary of Spria's shot. We said it in the open. He can hit from anywhere. He did it in a playoff match in 2015 against FC Dallas, and man, that guy can shoot the ball.
There are a lot of keepers that when they face Dairon Spria wouldn't even try and catch that. They just try and parry it away, and Cohen put both big mitts out there and was able to reel it in.
Yeah, I'd always try to avoid it in practice, no doubt about that. I didn't need that on my body.
There's Zambrano with the takeaway. Loria in the central part. Wins out against Villarreal. No foul called, and Villarreal picks it up. Jaime Villarreal, player who made 7 appearances with the LA Galaxy of MLS in 2017. 60 appearances for Los Dos from 2014 to 2016. Been relatively quiet here this evening, as T2 has quickly won the ball back again. Sacramento has 5 men in the attacking third, if you will, with T2 in possession. Certainly seems like there's opportunities for Portland to play a ball over the top to the speedy Arboleda or Spria.
Yeah, and I want to see Arboleda get on the ball more often for T2. He needs to combine. He needs to continue to be lively in this game because he's got so much pace and so many ideas in the attacking half of the field.
Bijev in for Isley. And he'll go out wide for Schmidt. Schmidt, first time cross. In, header by Bijev. Gets in front of Jadama, but again, can't put it on frame.
And that's really good build-up play from Sacramento. They're able to get the ball wide to Schmidt, who's able to cross the ball in. Excellent cross in. Not tight enough to Bijev there. Opportunity for Sacramento.
And now we talk about Victor Arboleda and his ability to work himself into a game. How much of that comes down to him coming back and getting the ball and allowing himself those opportunities? How much of it is his teammates setting him up and getting them the ball in good spaces?
Yeah, you play with what the game gives you, and obviously the game gives you different ideas and situation. And against a guy like Justin Schmidt, who obviously lacks pace, he's got to be higher up the field, I think. I want to see him high up the field, and I want to see Zambrano, I want to see Williamson find him, make sure they're looking up and finding the ball, because if he's pulling Schmidt over to the sideline, then there's space for somebody else to play.
Spria defended by Gomez and Hall. Now Hall backs off. Gomez knocks it out to out across the end line for a goal kick, 4th of the night for T2.
I wonder if Spria will get his head on this one too. He has been so dangerous in the box this game.
Williamson has taken all 3 of the previous corner kicks for T2, and he's trotting over to take number 4 as well. Williamson, cousin of singer and actress Queen Latifah. He's got some celebrity blood, if you will.
Wonder how he'd be at carpool karaoke.
I'd be willing to give him a shot.
I think he'd be pretty good. He probably runs in his blood.
Yeah. We'll bring his cousin over. Header won by T2. And who is it? Is it Jadama? It is Mo Jadama with the goal. His first of 2018 has given the T2 a 2-goal cushion.
If you look at this ball in from Eric Williamson, this looks like something off the practice field. Jadama just goes in on the back post, heads the ball down, gets the ball over that player, Sacramento player. Easy goal for Jadama, 2-0 to T2.
It's a deceiving from our viewpoint is it looked like that ball was staying relatively low to the ground. It was almost a surprise, I feel like, for everyone that it cleared everyone at the front post, and then Jadama was unmarked ahead of Jeremy Hall to put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, unexpected, but obviously poor marking from Sacramento Republic. Jadama wide open for that finish, does a great job with it. Certainly a great opportunity for T2 now, as in the closing moments of this half, to really make sure they go in 2 goals up, which puts them in an excellent position for the second half.
6 minutes before halftime, the goal from Mo Jadama doubles T2's lead. So much attention played to Dairon Asprilla, the leaper, Victor Arboleda, the speedster, and Mo Jadama's left unmarked on the back post. Sacramento in a bit of a hole now as they look to extend that 7-match unbeaten streak. T2 meanwhile looking to pick up their 4th win of the season. Great statement opportunity for the home side here if they're able to continue to drive against Sacramento. Here comes the ball in. Isley thought about dummying it on, then flicked it at the last moment. That was Nisha who did. Ends up bad either way, and now Mulligan gets by Tainer or Schmidt. Here comes T2 the other direction. He'll play outside for Arboleda. Schmidt has time to recover. Arboleda versus Schmidt 1v1. He will come back, drop it off for Williamson as Bijev came over to pressure. Langsdorff now back outside for Mulligan. He has Arboleda. Now he'll send the cross in. Goes all the way through towards the back post, and Nisha touches it ahead of Asprilla, keeps possession. Now play it outside for Isley. Isley defended by Jadama. Jadama fouls Isley near the midfield stripe.
I like that from Jadama right there. Really slow things up. We've only got 5 minutes left in this half. Make sure you don't give up any silly counterattacks, no silly mistakes. Go into the half 2-0, looking very good.
Lazy pass from Schmidt, and Bijev can't quite get on the end of it. Arboleda with it. Nifty little touch. And a bad mistake, though, by T2. Kendall McIntosh comes out to save any dangerous opportunity as Isley was trying to get on the end of that one.
Kendall McIntosh quick off his line there. An excellent spot to clean things up there for T2.
Moffitt plays it off of Arboleda to touch. Arboleda raises his hand to apologize. Dangerous moment there. Sacramento has preyed on their opponents this year when they've made mistakes like that. Zambrano's back pass from Mulligan. He swings and misses, and Bijev has it at his feet. Here comes Bijev, central for Moffitt, but Zambrano came back to clean it up. Zambrano now has Arboleda in a foot race with Schmidt. Arboleda will win that easily. First touch lets him down a bit, but he picks it up, defended 1v1 by Schmidt. Waits for reinforcements to come. Now drops for Zambrano. Plays to Mulligan. Mulligan over to Jadama, and he'll switch the point of attack over to Batista. .43rd minute.
Seeing Foster Langsdorff coming back a little bit more often now, Flesh, just to combine a little bit, make sure that the possession is going okay, the build-up play. I like that from Foster because he's known as such a box striker, but when he comes back, he makes really smart decisions back there. So I like to see him come back and combine a little bit with the midfield.
Phillips will go central for Langsdorff, tries to chest down, cannot. Loria picks it up, though. And will now play central for Langsdorff. Langsdorff top of the box, tries to get through 2 defenders, able to get a shot off. Cohen makes the save with his left hand. Sacramento quickly throws out, will attack the other direction. Crossing into the 44th minute. Heavy touch. And Villarreal last-ditch defending to knock that ball away from Asprilla, who is going to be in on Cohen had he got a touch to it. Now Nisha trying to beat out Batista. Batista bodies him off the ball and clears it away to midfield.
Impressive from Batista right there, showing his speed, his athleticism to defend.
Should be noted as well, Batista spent all of last season as a center back, played no left back. It's a brand new thing for him this year, and Cameron Knowles has been really impressed with the way he's played and his work rate in the games that he's played out there at left back. Schmidt crosses it in, no one there, and an easy save for Kendall McIntosh. Rolls it out for Zambrano. Zambrano easy dribbling across midfield, out wide to Arboleda. Arboleda back to Mulligan. Mulligan the long switch over to Batista. Beautiful ball. Knee down by Batista, kept in play. Now to Asprilla. Asprilla playing now more out on that left wing after starting the match up top. Has switched positions with Foster Langsdorff. Now Asprilla against Gomez down that far side. Slips a bit, loses out. But the clearance by Gomez only as far as Loria. Final 30 seconds plus stoppage time here at the end of the first half. Long switch from Williamson over to Asprilla. Controls against Gomez. He'll go 1v1 again. This time keeps possession, but will draw back to Zambrano. Zambrano now to Loria. Expect to see a couple minutes of stoppage time here at the end of the first half. And we have entered it, and it is indeed 2 minutes of stoppage time. 2 minutes of stoppage time at the discretion of Mark Allerton, as T2 has earned their 5th corner kick of the evening.
It's been smart from T2 with the build-up play right there, getting the ball, spraying it wide. Asprilla is floating out to the wing over there to create a little bit more, and it's really giving T2 a different look. Plus, they're able to keep the ball in possession. Now they have a corner kick opportunity.
Williamson happy to take his time with this one. Seven men in and around the box for T2. It'll be sprayed towards the near post, headed on by Asprilla directly into the face of Bijev, who is down holding his face. Now Loria will take the shot, and just wide of Josh Cohen's left post.
And that didn't miss by much. T2 showing how dangerous they are in these set pieces and really cleaning up things in second balls here. Winning those second balls has been crucial right now for their success. As you'll see here, the ball just gets miscleared. Out to Loria, does an excellent job of getting that ball down just off target, forcing Cohen to get down, try to make the save.
See Matiasic there a little frustrated with his teammates at Sacramento. Their inability to clear that ball. Header won by Phillips. 30 seconds of the 2 minutes left at the discretion of Mark Allerton. And Jeremy Hall, under pressure from Asprilla and Arboleda, plays all the way back to Cohen. Chidama will let it roll and plays it back to McIntosh. Now Mulligan. Long for Arboleda, who is offside, so he didn't chase after it. Cohen gets it to Tainer. Dangerous there as the final whistle here at halftime blows. Had Cohen's pass not found Tainer and instead found Arboleda, that could have very easily been a third goal for T2 here in the first half. But we go to the break 2-0 in favor of T2. Nat, your thoughts on the first 45?
Well, you can see the frustration there from Tainer. I think it's been a frustrating half for Sacramento Republic, to the delight of T2. T2 has done an excellent job of pushing numbers forward, of winning second balls, creating great opportunities, especially on set pieces, and dominating this game. I think the first half goes to T2, deservedly a 2-goal lead.
Goals from Dairon Asprilla and Mo Chidama have T2 on top here through 45 minutes on Sacramento Republic FC. We'll come back in a bit, take a look at the first half highlights, and get you set for the second half. But we go to the break. T2 2, Sacramento Republic 0.
Welcome to the Breakdown once again. Thank you to everyone on social media that's given me positive comments, and I really appreciate the support. Here's episode 5, week 6 of the Breakdown.
Canadian sojourn here in 2018.
Right into the penalty area, some good give and go here. There's a shot, and they've opened the scoring.
This team goal by North Carolina is fantastic. If you notice that there's always players on the move, they're always giving the attacking player who's got the ball an option to move. For Rios there, he has 2 or 3 options at the time when he received the ball, and he just found himself in extremely good space. But again, it's just the constant movement of the team, and it makes it very difficult for the defenders to track runners. Once again, it's a fantastic first-time finish, especially on turf, into the top corner.
Bad back pass. Arboleda picks it up, takes the shot, and puts it in the back of the net.
Arboleta's goal starts with his positioning. If you notice, he gives himself an opportunity to close down the centre-back, and he reads the pass extremely well and uses his pace to get there. And then obviously, once he's used his pace, he has to slow himself down. And you see from the finish that there's nothing the keeper could do about that. The celebration is not so much in for Player of the Week, but the finish definitely is.
Going for Escalante. Goes well to pick this up. Goes through the legs of Navarro. Sends the service. Had it.
Escalante's skill here has 2 or 3 different stages. The first stage is when he receives the ball, and it's not the greatest ball to him, but he makes the most out of it. And when he turns, the defender, he's expecting the defender to tackle him. When the defender doesn't make a move, then that's his opportunity to create the skill. And the composure as well. Once he's made the skill, not to get carried away, but to have the composure to cross it. And it's a fantastic cross, and I think he's expecting more from his striker there.
Iwasa, Bijev cuts, plays it across, oh, it's in!
When Hall receives the ball here, it's not the easiest ball to deal with. He uses it to his advantage, and it draws 2 defenders out. And once he's drew the 2 defenders out, it then creates more space for Bijev. And when he receives the ball, I think the defender's expecting him to go on his right foot, but he does a fantastic skill, and at a tight angle there, it's a fantastic finish. The composure to relax himself, but to slot it through the keeper is fantastic, and it makes it very difficult for the keeper to get down low when he shoots it at his legs. I hope you've all enjoyed episode 5, week 6 of the Breakdown. I look forward to seeing you next week.
And welcome back to Providence Park and Portland, Oregon, as Timbers 2 on top of Sacramento Republic FC 2-0. As it's halftime here and just about set for the second half of action. Welcome into the broadcast booth once again. Nat Borchers and Fletcher Johnson here with you. Nat, 45 minutes in the books, T2 on top, 2-0. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought T2 deserved those 2 goals. They were the dominant team. They were winning second balls. They were finishing their chances. Well deserved.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the first half highlights, and there were plenty of them in what was the very first entertaining first 45 minutes. We'll start off in the 16th minute with T2's goal from Darwin Espria.
And you can see Espria just dominating the middle of the field, winning that header over Justin Schmidt. Great ball in from Batista. He just gets up, gets a lucky bounce there. Ball drops to him, finishes easily.
First goal for T2 in his second start of the season. We move a few minutes later, and it was another chance for T2.
Yeah, set pieces were a benefit here for T2 because they did such a good job. Espria elevates there, gets on the end of that. Nowhere to be found any markers for Sacramento.
Sacramento slow to react there. We move a few minutes later, and it's another chance for Portland.
Yeah, Loria just doing an excellent job. Dribbling 1v1, able to get a good shot on Cohen. I don't think anybody from Sacramento expects this speed from him. He just gets in behind there and drives a shot to the far post.
Cohen came up big on multiple occasions in the first half, but it was Sacramento here that nearly got on the board.
And this was a dangerous opportunity. The marking wasn't good enough there. Isley gets on the end of that one. Good cross in. Got to be aware of these set piece situations, especially if you're T2.
Yeah, Isley unmarked there will want better from himself to potentially put it in the back of the net. Now T2 coming the other direction a few minutes later in the first.
Yeah, Darwin Espria just showing off his cannon of a shot there. Cohen does an excellent job with the save. Doesn't give up any sort of a rebound. Again, Espria just driving at that back line, cutting it onto his right foot here, and unleashing that shot. Excellent save again by Cohen.
Don't want to give Espria that amount of time to set up and strike. Another corner kick opportunity for Portland.
Yeah, and it was a great run from Moda Jadama. Just ghosts into the back post there. Excellent ball in there. Finishes, puts that ball down. Williamson does a great job of just putting that ball in the back post. It's on a platter there for Jadama. Finishes. T2's up 2-0 at the half. Excellent position right now to get the 3 points.
Double the lead for Portland as we look at the first half stats. Relatively even. You look at possession, it's basically 50-50. Fouls even, but on the scoreboard where it matters most, 2-0 in favor of Portland.
Yeah, certainly. And then this half, I expect T2 to come out hopefully with more energy than they did against Reno in the second half and make sure they don't make as many mistakes as they did against Reno. Try to close this game out the right way. Plenty of minutes left for Sacramento. A very good team, a veteran, experienced team to get back into it.
No game is over until it's over, but you'd have to imagine that if T2 were able to get a third here early on in the second half, it would dampen the hopes of Sacramento here on the road. They've done an incredible job, Sacramento has, in this 7-game unbeaten run to start the season. But there have been some moments, especially over the last couple matches, where they've clawed to get themselves a win from behind. So this is a familiar position for Sacramento. We'll see if they can come from behind once again, or if T2 is up to the challenge after giving up a halftime lead 10 days ago against Reno. Waiting for the whistle from Mark Allerton to start the second half of action. Only one yellow card handed out in the first half. It was to Renzo Zambrano. There's the whistle, and we're underway from Providence Park in the 46th minute of action. Isley heads it out for Bijev. Bijev defended by Mulligan. Cross comes in early, and important foot to it by Batista. And offside flag comes up on Isley. Moffitt took the shot. Isley looked like he may have gotten a touch to it. He was in an offside position, so the flag came up. And T2 has the restart, although since Kendall McIntosh picked it up, I think they waved off the offside, and he has the opportunity to punt it long.
And I'm sure Simon Elliott had some words for his team at halftime. Not good enough energy, not good enough winning second balls, not good enough in possession or build-up. A lot of things to change in the second half. I'm interested to see how Sacramento Republic comes out. Obviously just got an early chance on goal, showing that they want to be up for this game, want to create chances now.
It's been something that we saw 10 days ago, and not to belabor the point, but Reno came out and controlled play from the first moment of the second half, and the first minute plus here, Sacramento's doing the same as Mulligan wins that ball away from Mariasic and knocks it out off him to touch.
And it just doesn't seem like that game against Reno, Fletch, that T2 had any answers for that pressure. They didn't have any answers for preventing those attacking opportunities coming from Reno. And you just got the feeling as the game went on that Reno was going to get those goals. So I think if you're Cameron Knowles, you got to make sure that the mentality is right in this half. You got to start bright. And you got to keep that dominance in both possession and pressure.
Villarreal knocked off the ball by Esprit. A strong challenge from the Colombian. Has Portland attacking the other direction. Esprit can't keep it in play. T2 earn a throw as Batista will take. First match of the season as Langsdorff gets by his man into the box, sends it wide for Arboleda, who has time to shoot, and it's blocked away by Tainer. T2 still with it, top of the box. Arboleda's touch goes under his foot, and now he's defended by Bijev and Tainer. Make that Schmidt. And Moffitt comes back to clear. Dangerous opportunity for Portland had they been able to take advantage.
Certainly, and just great work from Foster Langsdorff. The ability just to work hard, get the ball into the box, find the open man. Arboleda, you're hoping is going to be able to score that one. Great defending, though, from Republic.
Good one touch there from Zambrano to play outside for Batista. It helps T2 keep possession. Now Esprit dribbling down the far side. Touch with his left boot out to Loria. Loria, first time cross, cleared away. Langsdorff was at the back post, wasn't going to reach him though. Now Nishaw brings it the other way. Isley. Sacramento switches the point of attack out to Schmidt. Schmidt loose touch, nearly loses it out to touch. Forced to play back for Tainer. Bijev dribbling towards the corner of the box, stolen away by Williamson. Williamson loses out to Bijev. Bijev dribbling central will take the shot. And it's just over the top of Kendall McIntosh's net. Bijev getting closer and closer as the match goes along.
And you can tell that Sacramento is really going to work there on that left-hand side, on the right-hand side of the T2 defense. Bijev's just so dangerous coming in on his right boot. Got to make sure you have plenty of help if you're Mulligan out there and making sure that the defenders are backing you up.
Gomez rises over Esprit to win the header. Batista's ball forward finds Cohen. Make sure every Wednesday to check out the Blake Down. You can get a player's perspective of all the action around the USL every Wednesday as the Tampa Bay Rowdies' Jack Blake hosts the Blake Down on the USL YouTube channel. Esprit a nifty touch with his right boot out to Loria. Loria tries to find Esprit forward, but Gomez knocks it out to touch. Batista will come up for the throw. The 20-year-old from Oklahoma City, as mentioned, played center back for T2 last season, started 20 matches in 2017. Arboleda thought about coming forward there to pressure Tainer, decided against it. And Schmidt rolls it out at the midfield stripe. Mulligan, one of the veterans on this team, as he takes this throw in from Medford, New York. Really provided stability for T2, a squad that was very young last year, still pretty young, but certainly not as much as they were a season ago.
Yeah, with the addition of Phillips as well, adding some more leadership, some more experience along the back line, and that goes a long way, especially with a young team, just making good decisions on the ball, being a little bit more organized, more communication.
Here comes Mulligan on the inside. Heavy touch. Looks like he was thinking about shooting it and then decided against it. Ball got out of his feet, and Bijev attracts some attention from Arboleda and eventually earns the foul.
I like that from Arboleda, getting back on the ball, defending. His outside back had already vacated the position. He needs to get back and help defend, especially with a 2-goal lead.
Great header backwards by Batista in front of Nisha to McIntosh. Kendall McIntosh led Santa Clara to the 2015 WCC Championship. Was the co-goalkeeper of the year that season in the West Coast Conference. Finds Asprilla. Does well to find Loria. Loria dribbles forward under pressure from Moffitt and Gomez. Now back out to Asprilla. Asprilla, 1-touch, 2-touch. Handball on Adam Moffitt. And it'll be a dangerous free kick for T2. 25 yards from goal.
You have to see here, Asprilla just getting the ball, trying to go for the pass. Moffitt's hand is just in the way. It's a good call from the referee, and this is a dangerous opportunity for T2. Have to imagine that Renzo Zambrano's got his eye for goal. We've seen him hit a few shots from distance so far this season, Fletch, and I think that he's got a really good opportunity here to get something on goal, get the ball up and over that wall, and hopefully find one of the corners.
Yeah, put one off the crossbar against Reno in their last match. From about this distance, was from the run of play, though, was not a free kick. 2 T2 players in the wall. Whistle blows. Zambrano will strike, hits it, curling, but about 5 feet over Cohen's net.
And it's so hard to get those things right. I mean, as a young player, he's going to get more experience taking those kinds of shots, but he's got an excellent opportunity with his shooting ability.
Have our first substitution of the night. Looks like the second one will be coming shortly after. It is Christian Isley coming off in favor of Cameron Owasa. 3 goals and 2 assists so far for Owasa here this season, making his 8th appearance. And the other substitution,
Hayden Partain
in for Jaime Villarreal.
And you'll see Owasa just slide in up top in that number 9 role that was vacated by Isley. I don't think Isley was involved enough on the night.
And you talk about a player who started off the season very hot. Cameron Owasa did just that. More recently has been quiet. Did have a goal and an assist versus Colorado a couple matches ago, but has not gotten on the score or assist sheet other than that match in the last 3. Mulligan forward for Arboleda. Arboleda shoulder to shoulder with Tainter. He wins the battle. Arboleda's cross, does it take a deflection? No, and it's out for a goal kick.
And Hayden Partain coming in for Jaime Villarreal. Seeing Simon Elliott just making some decisions in that midfield, trying to get more offensive threat, trying to get more build-up play.
Here comes T2 the other way. Eric Williamson won the ball. And Sacramento deflects out to touch. So 2 of the 3 substitutions made for Sacramento already. About 10 minutes into the second half. Asprilla and Arboleda back and forth. Arboleda can't control under his feet, gets it caught in the spokes, and Sacramento clears. Batista pressures Nisha. Batista will now go back to Jadama. Jadama central for Zambrano. He's pressured as well by Owasa. Tries to find Williams, but it's too far in front. Matiasic was the one pressuring Zambrano. Now the ball in for Owasa. Owasa takes the shot, can't get anything on it with the left boot, and Kendall McIntosh walks out and picks it up.
That's just good recovery from T2 there, making sure that their back line getting numbers behind the ball. Could have been led to something more than that, but obviously good job by T2 to get those numbers back.
Spria chest down to Loria, but he can't control in front of Nisha. Bijev, and the most active Sacramento player all night, now dribbling central again. Instead of shooting, plays for Awasa, who wasn't making the diagonal run in front of him.
And he seems like Bijev is just the most creative player on the field, I think, for Sacramento right now. Coming in on that right hand, on his right foot. And if you're T2, you have to make sure you put him on his left foot. He is not dangerous when he's on his left foot, but he's on his right foot. He can create, he can make those passes, he can shoot from distance.
In a sense, you would expect that from Bijev, one of the oldest players on the field here. 25 years old. Adam Moffett, meanwhile, for Sacramento at the age of 31, is the oldest player on the field. Bijev, the long switch out to Matijasic, can't control it. And it'll be a throw for T2. The USL's official Twitter feed keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow @USL on Twitter. Dairon Aspria's night is done. Scored the first goal of the evening in the 16th minute. He comes off in the 58th, and much more productive appearance here tonight than a couple matches ago now.
Certainly, he brought a ton of energy tonight. He was dangerous, especially in the box, getting his head to things, creating things for T2, and a deserved goal for him off that corner kick, that set piece, sorry.
Augustine Williams is the first sub of the evening for T2. Had 2 goals against his hometown club, Oklahoma City, back on April 7th. The goal versus Colorado on March 24th. This is his second full season with T2. As Phillips passed to Mulligan, not in the vicinity of his right back and out to touch.
And Augustine Williams will come in for Spria, and he's going to provide just the same amount of pace as Spria did. He is just as fast, and he is just as dangerous.
Chance to counterattack here for Portland as the ball rolled in front of Moffett. Loria gets it to Augustine Williams, who's taken down, and it's out for a corner kick. Important defending there. I believe it was from Gomez, who got to the ball ahead of Williams and was able to knock it out for Portland's 6th corner kick of the evening.
And Shannon Gomez has to get this right. Loria plays the first-time ball. Gomez is caught out, makes a recovery run, has to get that one right, does a great job. Ball's out for a corner kick.
Watch to get exclusive video content and photography from across the USL. Make sure to follow the league's official Instagram account @USL Soccer. Williamson will strike with his right boot. Ball comes in towards the back post. Header, easy win by Jadama, but can't keep it down and put it on frame.
Wow, and T2 has been so dangerous tonight on these set pieces, Fletch. I think that they just need to continue to exert this pressure because they are finding the open spaces. Sacramento has been very lax in their defending on set pieces.
We've seen T2 win some balls in the air off free kicks, off corner kicks throughout the course of the early part of the season, but certainly not as dominant as they've been tonight.
No, and with the likes of Lamar Batista, with the likes of Mojadama, with Phillips in there, Williams, plenty of height in there.
Matijasic into the box. He's free, has Phillips there to defend him 1v1. Tries to go back for Bijev, well behind him though. That was a tough pass for Bijev to corral, even if it was on target. As Loria is taken down by Gomez, foul called. And Loria with the good work to earn the free kick.
And Mulligan and Phillips having a conversation about what happened there. They got played in behind a little bit, way too easy for Matijasic to get in there. Matijasic not making the right pass, though, in the final third of the field. And that's really what's been happening with Sacramento throughout this game. They're not really finding that final pass in the final third of the field. They're getting there. They're just not making the right pass.
T2 maintaining this 2-goal lead through an hour of action here at Providence Park tonight. 8th match for both teams here in 2018. Sacramento looking for their 5th win, T2 looking for their 4th. Schmidt dribbles across the center line. Central for Iwasa. Can't control it with his right boot. Phillips clears away, only as far as back to Schmidt. Now to Moffitt, who picks it up. And we'll try the ball over the top, looking for Iwasa, but rolls out across the end line.
And I think you have to give some credit to T2 so far. They've done a really good job of staying compact in their block of 4 in the back. And with Renzo Zambrano and Eric Williamson, as well as Arboleda and Loria coming back to defend, it's really been tough for Sacramento to find any spaces.
See Josh Phillips wearing the captain's armband. His first season with T2. Spent the last 3 years with the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Making his 7th appearance and 7th start for T2 this season. Chidama wins the header, but only as far as Partain, who his touch lets him down, pass lets him down. He's looking for Nisha, but can't find him. You look at Simon Elliott, we mentioned part of that New Zealand World Cup team in 2010. Came in February after, in a somewhat of a surprising move, the very successful Sacramento coach Paul Buckle stepped down on February 1st. He worked under Buckle, though, as the Sacramento Academy coach at the U15-16 level. Was the USSDA Western Conference Coach of the Year in his past. As looks like a dive's called on Sacramento. Simulation called by Mark Allerton. T2 with a restart.
And I never played with Simon Elliott, but I heard from players who did that he was a fierce competitor and he was never afraid to speak his mind. So players, I think, who were younger lived a little bit in fear of him because he was always saying, hey, listen, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do better. And they respected what he had to say. And so obviously as a coach, those are going to be translatable ideas for him to be able to communicate and make sure his team knows exactly clearly what he wants from them. And I think he's going to definitely instill some fear in these boys.
I think there's no secret that with the MLS expansion bid in 2017 that this is an organization that's starting to look forward towards what that might look like in the coming years. So it's always something to be aware of when you see some of these different franchises come in. Aspirations to play at the highest level. Taking nothing away from the level of play at USL. But Sacramento Republic is a team that's interested in playing in Major League Soccer and having a franchise. As T2 earned another corner kick, their 7th of the night. Been dangerous in these opportunities. We'll see if they can convert here in the 65th minute. Ball fizzed in, headed on at the near post by Phillips. No one there to get on the back end of it, but Chidama chases it down before it runs out. Chidama send the cross in, not much on it, and Partain easily clears away. Nice touch to get it back to Partain near the center circle, or center line, I should say. Now to Hall. Switch the point of attack. Tainer has to play outside for Gomez, who does a great job to keep that ball in play and then get it to Bijev. Bijev back to Moffitt. Back to Partain. Central for Moffitt. He's outside for Nisha, and the overlapping run coming from Gomez. Bit of miscommunication from T2. Allows Nisha to dribble forward. Inhibited there briefly. Moffitt's cross blocked away by Langsdorff. Now Augustine Williams takes down Tainer. So it looks like Tainer and Hall may have switched sides in those center back roles. There comes Nisha. Important win by Batista.
It's excellent work from Batista.
Batista able to earn a throw.
Have to think, Fletch, as this half goes on, as Sacramento starts throwing more numbers forward, it's going to be very important for that back line to stay steady, to stay consistent, make sure they don't give up any silly mistakes, and they don't want to defend the rest of the half in that low block, right? They want to continue to possess the ball, want to continue to be aggressive, hopefully push for that third goal.
Langsdorff chest down, but can't control. Header backwards from Jadama to McIntosh, who picks it up and rolls out for Zambrano.
It's going to be very important for Zambrano and Williamson, the heartbeat of this team, to get on the ball, get that ball moving side to side, front to back, make sure that they're making good decisions on the ball, because this possession is going to really kill off this game.
Here comes Arboleda tracking back, trying to catch up with Matiasic. The ball central for Owasa, who takes the shot. Kendall McIntosh forced into a diving save to his right. So Owasa with some life for Sacramento in the 67th.
And exactly what you don't want to see if you're T2 is Mulligan commits the attack, leaves the space wide open. Owasa's able to come inside, get the ball, take a shot, and this does not. This is a great save from Kendall McIntosh. He gets down, gets a right paw to it, puts it out for a corner kick.
Here comes the corner kick towards the near post, slips in past again the first couple players, out off a T2 defender for another corner. Arguably been Sacramento's most dangerous attacking moments have been off of these corner kicks. Back in again, this one towards the back post. Batista does not win the header, but it's kneed away, I believe, by Josh Phillips. It looked like that ball was heading towards the frame of goal, and Kendall McIntosh didn't look like he was in a position to win it, as Jeremy Hall shields the ball away from Arboleda to earn a throw.
Yeah, very dangerous chance there for Sacramento. Don't want to see a lot of these set pieces, because it just seems like both teams, neither team has been very good on set pieces on the night.
Here comes Sacramento once again. Matiasic to Bijev. Bijev dribbling forward, defended by Zambrano. His pass cut away by Zambrano, and here comes Arboleda the other direction. Jeremy Hall with an important touch to knock it out. Otherwise, Arboleda would have been off to the races. I take it back, Kendall McIntosh was there for that save. He was diving in that direction, so chances are he would have been able to get something on it. Still a dangerous moment for Sacramento as Arboleda knocks it out to touch. Foul called all the way back on Arboleda, I believe, as advantage was played briefly until Sacramento lost the ball. Substitutions available for Cameron Knowles. We've already seen him make one sub. Alex Mangles is the backup goalkeeper. Harold Hansen, the defender. Devin Jamba, the forward. Andre Lewis, the midfielder. Christian Enriquez, the 19-year-old midfielder. As the cross comes in and is cleared away by Jadama. And the academy player, 17-year-old Max Elliott, is on the bench tonight for T2. Cross comes in towards the back post. Header won by Batista. And Loria tries to dribble it around. Hall unable to do so. 70th minute. As Sacramento tries to claw their way back into this match. Goals from Dairon Esprit and Mo Jadama have T2 out in front. Now Nisha gets around Batista into the box, takes the shot, deflection off of Jadama. Does it stay in play? It nearly was going out, but Jimmy Mulligan able to keep it in play despite the shield effort from Matiasic. T2 breaks the pressure. Now the long switch to Loria, who's unable to get there, but Gomez's touch goes backwards, and Augustine Williams picks it out of the sky. Back to Williamson, to Batista. Sacramento's line going to continue to press higher as they look to get back into this game. Williamson's pass just not quite enough on it to get it past the defender and into Langsdorff, but pass forward from Sacramento is stolen away by Zambrano. Flag comes up for offside on Augustine Williams.
I'd like to see Augie hold his run there. He's got to be that outlet pass, especially when Sacramento's pushing those numbers forward. He's got to be the guy running in those channels, running behind and just relieving that pressure, because Sacramento's throwing a lot of numbers forward right now.
And that we're really starting to enter the point of the game in which T2 seemed to lose their legs 10 days ago against Reno. It was a 75th minute goal that opened it up for Reno, and then the 89th minute goal was the winner. They managed things well here through the first 25 minutes of the second half. What do they have to do over the next 20 to make sure they get 3 points?
Well, I'm sure Cameron Knowles has talked to his team about this, just managing these final 20 minutes of the game, making sure that you are tight defensively, and I think most importantly for this team is maintaining that possession. Again, Eric Williamson, get him on the ball. Zambrano, get him on the ball. Make sure that you are making good decisions with the ball, and then you're killing the game off with that possession. You're not allowing Sacramento any time to create.
T2 does have a bit of an advantage here tonight. Sacramento played on Saturday. 1-1 match at home against Tulsa. Portland, of course, hasn't played since April 21st. So should be a little bit more rested than their visitors here this evening. We'll see if that plays out true over the next 20 minutes. Eric Williamson and Batista come back to win the ball off Nisha. Batista miscommunication with Williamson and plays it out to touch.
But you're not really seeing the creativity that you would expect from Sacramento Republic at this point in the game. Still, they haven't involved BJev enough.
And Moffitt getting into it with Batista. Whistle blows. Moffitt is not very happy with Lamar Batista.
You look here as Moffitt and Batista just come together there. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot, but Moffitt showing a little bit of frustration, throwing down Batista. Two players going after it. It will be interesting to see what the referee does now.
Mark Allerton is talking with Lamar Batista, telling him to go talk to Adam Moffitt as well. We'll see if Moffitt gets a talking to. Only one yellow card has been handed out so far here this evening. Not quite sure what we're waiting for. I guess we are waiting for Moffitt to finish his conversation with his head coach, Simon Elliott, and then come over and talk to Allerton. No card issued for either player.
I'm actually surprised there. I thought there was potentially something for Moffitt to get a yellow card there. The referee, the assistant referee is right there to see everything going on. Apparently not enough to get a yellow card.
So the foul was called on Batista, and it'll be a restart for Sacramento.
And I got to say, I don't agree with that call whatsoever. It seemed like Moffitt was the instigator of that one. Both players coming together. That's surprising.
Always tough after these minute, 2-minute breaks. Get yourself mentally refocused, especially in a moment like this. We'll see how T2 does. Ball comes in towards the near post, cleared away by Mulligan, but out across the end line for the 6th corner kick of the night for Sacramento.
Really interesting there, just briefly, Fletch, how Simon Elliott was able to delay the game a little bit by talking to Adam Moffitt while the referee was just waiting.
Sacramento readying their 3rd and final substitution as BJev's ball comes in towards the back post, headed away by Mulligan. Only as far as Hall. Hall's pass to BJev, stolen away by Loria, and now T2 can break. Nice touch from Langsdorff, sends in Arboleda. Arboleda central for Augie. Augie top of the box. Ball gets knocked away from him, and here comes Sacramento the other direction. Now Loria gets there ahead of Arboleda. BJev. Dribbles around BJev to Zambrano. Now to Williamson. Nearly a great opportunity off the counterattack for T2.
And what a wonderful touch from Foster Langsdorff there just to set up Arboleda.
Foster Langsdorff trying to chase it down, forces a loose touch from Gomez, and Loria picks it up, drops to Williamson in the center circle. Mulligan to Zambrano. And Matiasic takes down Mulligan. We will have the 3rd and final substitution of the night. For Sacramento, it'll be Luis Espino coming on for Wilson Nisha. So Espino, the 21-year-old from Mexico, previously with Atlas FC, made 9 appearances in 2017 and scored the game-winning goal in Sacramento's last match, or I should say game-tying goal in their last match against Tulsa. So Espino looking for a little bit of late magic here again this evening. Also a substitution coming for T2. It will be Devin Jamba coming on in place of Marvin Loria. So Jamba, the 22-year-old out of St. Louis, into the match. And is playing his 4th match of the season. Originally from Zimbabwe. But Marvin Loria's night is done, his first start for T2. Your thoughts on the 20-year-old Costa Rican?
Impressive. I really thought that he made the most of his start. Every time he got the ball, he seemed like he was dangerous. He was being aggressive. He was driving at that back line. Made some very good decisions on the ball as well.
Zambrano's pass cut out by Bijev, and here comes Sacramento on the counterattack. Partain tries the ball forward for Gomez, I believe it was. No, correction. It was Espino out on that far side, who has it at his feet now. Espino with the long switch over to Gomez. Defended by Jamba. Jamba and Gomez going 1v1. Now Zambrano comes over to help out. Gomez managing to keep possession and does well to get the ball central for Partain. Partain now to Iwasa. Back to Hall. Hall will go to Moffitt. Switch the point of attack over to Schmidt. 79th minute now. Espina, first time cross with his right boot. Cleared away by Batista, only to the top of the box though. No Sacramento player there to pick it up, and Jamba now comes the other way. His right-footed pass can't be controlled by Augustine Williams, and out to touch. Those opportunities are going to come quickly as Mark Alatain stops plays. Renzo Zambrano is down behind the play. We're in the 79th minute. Zambrano, the 23-year-old from Venezuela, spent the last 3 years in Spain with Real Valladolid, both the A and B sides. Has 3 caps with the Venezuelan men's national team. He is up, and we're back to action. Matiasic, loose touch, cleared away by Phillips. Langsdorff, defended by Moffitt. Langsdorff gets around Moffitt. Can he keep it in play? Yes. Augustine Williams, nice touch off his knee and turns. He's got Jamba running up this near side. Plays out for Jamba. Jamba was not able to hold his run, and he's offside. Justin St. Pierre with his flag up.
Certainly encouraging from Williams there. Good first touch. Gets himself into some space, able to lay it off there for Jamba. Unfortunate Jamba wasn't able to hold his run, but we're going to need to see more of that from Williams. Getting that ball, turning, and running at this back line, relieving that pressure.
Heavy ball forward from Partain in front of Gomez, out to touch. Close look, tough angle.
As you can see, very close look. Tie goes the runner, right? I think he might be offsides there. Very difficult look there. But encouraging, again, you see Augie Williams making that run, getting that first touch. That's the kind of stuff you need as a number 9, as a hold-up player, as a striker, to relieve that pressure for your team.
Great work there by T2 to switch the point of attack. Gets it over to Mulligan. Now to Williamson, who switches it once again. Batista will come forward to pick it up. Has Jamba further outside. Drops it to him. Allows Sacramento to come over and press a bit. Central for Williamson. His touch heavy out in front of Jamba.
And it's that simple possession that we've been talking about. Just the ability to make the right passes as this game goes on is going to be so crucial for T2, their survival in this game, and just getting those 3 points. They're up 2 goals right now. Still a dangerous lead, certainly against a good team like Sacramento.
Header central from Bijev. Doesn't find anyone. Schmidt beats out Arboleda to the ball. All Bijev, and now Gomez. Gomez, the 21-year-old from Trinidad and Tobago. Spent time with New York City FC most recently. Now Mariasic back for Espino. Mariasic defended by Mulligan as the overlapping run from Espino. Gives it to him. Now back to Mariasic, has a chance to cross, sends it in. Awasa tried the redirect header, couldn't get anything on it. Now it's Bijev with a shot, and Kendall McIntosh with the diving save to his left.
And that's good work from Sacramento, able to really create on that left-hand flank. As you can see, the ball comes in across, gets headed out there. Bijev gets on the ball, puts it on his left foot. On the half volley, Kendall McIntosh gets down, makes the save. Very safe from Kendall McIntosh. Nice work.
Third and final substitution for T2. Andre Lewis, the 23-year-old from Jamaica, will come on, making his 6th appearance here in 2018 with T2. And he will come on in place of the 23-year-old Venezuelan Renzo Zambrano, who comes off Nat after 83 minutes.
Yeah, and it was a good night for Renzo Zambrano. He did a great job defensively, holding things down in that midfield, covering that back line. Excellent job in possession of the ball. Didn't make many sloppy giveaways. And now Andre Lewis, it's on him now to come in and make sure he secures these 3 points for his team.
Schmidt, long ball forward. Chidama wins the header in front of Moffitt. Jamba loses out, though, and here comes Sacramento the other direction. Bijev central for Awasa, has a chance to take a shot, deflected away by Mulligan. Important there from the right back.
Yeah, some emergency defending there from the T2 back line.
Mariasic will strike it. 8th corner kick of the night. Towards the back post. Header won by Williamson. Player down for T2. That's Jimmy Mulligan, who will stay down. Awasa's offside. Flag should come up. Does not. Even though he got his head to it. Sacramento keep the pressure up. Mariasic dribbling at Arboleda. Arboleda, great work to body Mariasic off the ball and win it away from Partain as well. Now here comes T2 the other direction. They say Allerton blows his whistle. Handball called on Arboleda in a very dangerous position for Sacramento.
Yeah, Jimmy Mulligan doesn't look like he's doing too well right now. Needs a little bit of time to catch his breath. I think he got the wind knocked out of him.
Quick break in the action lets us tell you, keep up to date with all the best social media from around the league as Kelsey Steele hosts Off the Post every Friday through the league's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram feeds.
And you can see on that replay there, ball just pops back up to Arboleda after the one-timer there. It's something you want to see, though, from Arboleda. Get forward, get that ball forward. There's tons of space now in that back line.
Mariasic sends it in, parried away by Kendall McIntosh with both arms. Augustine Williams keeps it in, but Tainer gets on the end of it. Deflection taken off of Williamson, and Kendall McIntosh went sprawling to his right, but it was wide of the net.
Yeah, Kendall McIntosh doing his best there to keep the ball out of the net. With some nervous moments here for T2.
86th minute now. Header won by Awasa at the near post, then picked up by Phillips. Shot taken, deflected by Moffitt, who's offside. And T2 will let this game breathe a little bit.
Yeah, and you want to have a little bit of gamesmanship for T2. You want to take the life out of the game a little bit. Take your time on these set pieces. Take your time getting the ball back into play. Make sure that these guys know, hey, we're not going to play this game as fast as you guys want to play it.
Jamba with it. Drops for Batista. Central for Lewis as his first touch of the night. Batista forward in the direction of no one in particular. Have your say on the USL's Player of the Month award for April in the online poll at uslsoccer.com. That opens on Thursday, May 3rd and runs throughout the weekend. Ball forward from Sacramento. Mulligan heads back to McIntosh, who will drop down to his chest. 87th minute.
Just watching Josh Phillips on that T2 back line, talking to his team, telling them, hey guys, we got to push our line up, make sure we're not dropping back down, parking the bus, make sure we're still staying aggressive. You need that kind of communication on the back line in these dying moments of the game. It's just so important when you're seeing out a result.
Batista overhead kick straight up into the air. Moffitt goes back to try and win it, able to get something on it, falls to Espino, Espino to Wassa. And Batista rises up over the top of Moffitt. It's cleared away momentarily, touched by Arboleda, and it goes off of Schmidt out to touch. T2, last of 3 consecutive home matches here. Certainly will feel like if they are able to get the result here tonight that they should have had 9 points from the last 3 matches. If they do get the 3 points here tonight, they'll have 6 before heading back out on the road for a pair of matches at St. Louis on the 5th. That's this Saturday, and then a week from Saturday, the rivalry at Sounders 2.
And you'd have to think, Fletcher, if they can get this result, what a big result to be able to knock off Sacramento Republic, the only undefeated team left in the league, to bounce back from that disappointing result against Reno, I think would go a long way for Cameron Knowles and his team.
Out of Moffitt, doesn't control it, lets it run out to touch. T2 certainly with their fair share of momentum here early on in the season as well, looking to continue to build on it. This result could move them higher in the Western Conference standings. Sacramento running out of time. Bijev central, finds his man Espino, who takes the shot, and it's wide of Kendall McIntosh's net. Miscommunication there from Mulligan and Phillips, who look at each other and then see that it's a corner kick, or surprised by the call. And the call changed to a goal kick. Call changed to a goal kick in favor of T2.
And Bijev still causing problems here for the T2 backline. Great ball in the box. It's right in between Mulligan and Phillips. Espino gets the touch on, just sails it wide over there. But enough pressure there from Phillips and Mulligan to force Espino to get the ball over the top.
Into the final minute of regulation time. We're here in around 4 minutes of stoppage time here at the end of the second half. Foul called on Batista against Moffitt, and it'll be a restart for Sacramento at the midfield stripe.
And you can see Gomez is pushed forward. Hall is now in the midfield. They're playing a back line of 3 for Sacramento Republic.
Second yellow card of the night. Second for T2. This one issued to Augustine Williams. Time wasting. Batista outbodies Bijev and earns the throw.
Batista's had a good night, Fletcher. I think he's done a good job defensively, certainly, just making sure he's in the right spots. He's handled his 1v1 battles, which is always so difficult when you're an outside back. And he's got the goal, which I think really proves he's had a good performance tonight.
Foster Langsdorff tries to get around Tainter. Important block out by Tainter there on the ball that was working its way around him. With a result tonight, T2 would move to 13 points, which would put them into 4th place in the Western Conference in a tie with Real Monarchs. Foul called on T2, and Sacramento with a restart. Headed away by Williamson. Picked up by Gomez. Gomez out wide for Tainer. Can he keep it in? Yes, he can, but Moffitt does come over to pick it up. Tainer, cross comes in. Easy work for Phillips. Phillips long for Augustine Williams, chest down. Williams central for Lewis. This goes to Williamson and out wide to Batista. Batista will bring forward, chased by Bijev. Now to Augustine Williams. Williams, I don't think realized he didn't have anyone on his back. Now Batista just puts it forward. Gomez there in front of Jamba. Now Gomez keeps it in play. Out to touch in favor of Sacramento, deep in their own half. Eric Williamson brings it forward. Now to Arboleda. Arboleda, chance to shoot, puts it off the post. Now Jamba takes the shot. Cohen was jumping for it, but it was just high over his net. Arboleda put it off the post, and that would have sealed the victory. Halfway through the added 4 minutes at the discretion of Mark Alladin. Now Moffitt, forward for Iwasa. Iwasa takes the shot, nowhere near Kendall McIntosh.
And Victor Arboleda just finds himself all alone after Williamson pass. Finds that far post, just kisses off the end of it, and unfortunately does not go the right way for him. But excellent shot there from Arboleda. Great technique, keeps his head down, tries to hit that far post.
T2 inching closer to their 4th win of the season. Langsdorff taken out, but the ball won by Tainer. And now the foul's called, and Foster Langsdorff is irate. He cannot believe that it took Mark Alladin that long to call that foul.
Langsdorff here doesn't see the defender coming, comes in late. Ooh, it's an ugly challenge there. Ugly challenge, and Foster Langsdorff's upset. You can tell he's in pain. Surprising, though, that the referee did wait that long to make the call.
And no card issued either on the challenge, as Tainer will get away scot-free. Some sportsmanship there off camera as Langsdorff and Tainer slap hands. Lewis slips a bit, and now the ball in, and almost ended up in an opportunity for Langsdorff. 10 seconds left of the added 4 minutes at the discretion of Mark Alladin. Arboleda pressures Tainter outside. Gomez forward. Final whistle, and T2 picks up their 2nd win in the last 3 matches, their 4th result in the last 5, and they are rolling here early in the year and make a statement against Sacramento Republic FC here at Providence Park. Nat, we were interested to see how Portland was going to be able to manage this 2-goal lead in the 2nd half after blowing a goal lead against Reno 10 days ago. Your thoughts on how they close things out?
Yeah, I think Cameron Knowles will be pleased with his team's performance, especially in the 2nd half. They were up 2 goals. They came out with plenty of energy. They came out with the right ideas. They possessed the ball. They had plenty of dominant opportunities as well at the end to seal the game. Excellent performance for T2. If I'm Cameron Knowles, I'm sleeping happy tonight.
Goals from Dairon Asprilla and Mojadama in the 1st half are what T2 needed to walk away with 3 points here this evening. We'll come back, take a look at the full match highlights, and then give you a quick preview of what's coming up for T2 in the weeks ahead. 90 minutes in the books here at Providence Park. It finishes Portland Timbers 2-2 and Sacramento Republic FC 0.